And hello to all my Virgo friends. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for March 2023. Now today they've dialed up for my great Virgos a storyline spread, and it is a great spread for general readings because it casts a very wide net across the entire sign of Virgo. We're going to be telling different stories for different Virgos, 2, 3, 4, 5 if Spirit is very chatty, different stories for different Virgos going through different things in March. It allows me to be very accurate because it's like a bunch of mini readings all in one. Now, I've had people tell me that multiple stories sometimes do and will resonate with them, and that's okay if it does. But at the end of the day, our goal, our objective here is to find the story that is all for you, that is a home run for you. And that is what we're going to do here today. They've asked that I conclude your reading with something extra that I enjoy to do quite a bit, and that is an animal totem. We're going to do one animal totem. So that really talks about the characteristics of what you can implement about the animal right into your March directly. Also going to conclude your reading with a runestone. So Virgo, we have some fun things lying ahead, and we're going to waste no more time. Let's get right to it, guys. The cards are already shuffled. I do that ahead of time, basically to just save us all a bunch of time. And here we go. Going to bring you in with the overhead so you can watch. I like to share my table with you and show you what is going on. And we are live and recording. Okay, Virgo, these are my ritual cuts, basically cutting each deck into thirds, and then we put it back together in a separate order. That satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot, and it is the same exact procedure for personal private readings. Now here we go with the storyline spread. The storyline spread starts with 5 cards, and I expand out from there where I need to go. So here are the first 5. We're going to need more than that. Still going to need more. And that's my end right there. Let's see how we are in the scope here of the view. Okay, so that is the end of the first line of storyline. I know that because this gentleman here, the Hermit, he is looking back inward, so that brackets us off like that. Spirit's way of giving me a stop order. Scott, we're good. You've pulled enough cards. So now we got to get pairings together. Well, actually inverts too. 4 out of 7, not enough to matter now. We'll do that individually by stories, but pulling the stories together here, these are going to go together. We have these. This is where it gets complicated. We're going to have 4 stories. It's basically going to look like this. I'm going to move this one down here because everything's already bonded together, so now it doesn't matter where I move it. So these are our 4 stories for Virgo. This is where the table's going to get a little full, especially on here. These are 2 pips. They just get 1 card to describe. This Emperor, he's going to get 2. I'm going to kind of move him up here. He's getting 2 cards to describe him as well. Well, we got to pull an angel for everybody. That's going to stay. Well, we got a knight here. So I got to, when I have a court card, this is a person card. I need to verify if this is a person or not. And they do say a person because I have another court card, another person, another queen in this case, so that lets me know that this knight is a person that they're referring to and not the energetic definition of that card. Down here I have the Hermit card. He's going to pull 2 because he's a major arcana also. This is where the table's very full. Okay, got another queen here. Need to verify if that's a person or not. They say no. That's the energetic definition there. And then over here, our final little story here. This is going to be, these are 2 pip cards, so they're just going to share 1 card. Talking about that one. Probably off screen a little bit. It's okay. I'll move it around so you guys can see. So everything is ready as far as that card work is concerned. Check my blockages one more time. The angel cards are actually going to be a big difference in this. That's going to basically determine if, well, it's actually just this one here. If this one gets... if we do a discard or not. So here we go. The angel card did come in upright, so that one's actually going to stay the way it is. So we don't need to do any discards. Just need an angel card for everybody, and we're ready to go. And then it's just a matter of showing you on the screen here so you can see everything. So there we go. The card work is done. Let me yank this off of here and show you. Give you a close little view. This is going to be story number 1, talking about the Indigo and Crystal Children, my Oracle Angel card there. I think you can kind of see the underneath cards there too, hopefully. There we go. Story 1. Story 2, we're going to go over here. Story 3 down here. And story number 4, which is basically all about work, over here. Now let's get to work, Virgo. Let's do it. We've got to get your animal totem as well. right, story 4 there. 3 here. 2. Okay. Seeing it nice and clear for my Virgos. Let's do it. Okay, Virgo, story 1. Story 1, Virgo. If you have neglected something here, whoa. Something you just let go way too much. I don't know if this is financial or health. It's a pentacle, so it can be either way. It can also be just neglect in general. Hey, you let something go to crap. You let something go to hell. Hey, it needs the attention right now, guys. If there's something that you have been waiting on, delaying, procrastinating on, you got to get this going. You got to get this going like right here, right now. And Spirit says, if you do so, we have the success card, trophy case card. It's going to work out very good for you, but you have to do it now. You can't wait. March is it. You cannot wait till April. It's got to be in March, okay, guys? Probably financial. Financial is the way that I'm leaning more towards than health, but it can be health too. So you would know if you've neglected your health. Well, I guess something with finances you would know too. So either way, the good news is this can end very well, but you have to kind of get to work right now. You cannot wait any longer. They do show the home upside down too, so that's part of the describing what is going on. I'm kind of speaking the tarot language, and the language is not like a perfect match, so I say weird things sometimes. So anyway, long story short, they show the home upside down, so the home needs effort, or the home is going to need this money, or something with the money being put into the home, something in connection between those two things. And if it's health, then the same thing applies to health. It's health in the home, being healthy at home, stuff like that. They do bring in indigo in crystal children. Basically with this is just Spirit's way of telling me kids. They're talking about kids here. So kids are involved in this story. So this is more than just you. You gotta think of everybody else, what is better for them as well in story number 1. Okay, so that was Spirit being a little harsh with us there. Let's go into story 2. But you know what? You guys can handle it, Virgo. I'm a Virgo reading with you guys here too. We're tough. Story 2. Story 2, Virgo, we start with the Emperor card. This is, he's on an invert. So they're saying here that you need to take more authority with something here. You need to become the boss. Now, whether they're talking about being the boss actually like at work or not, they did not tell me. But this is a huge push for authority. They're saying, hey, we really need you to get serious about this. It feels a little bit like story 1, to be quite honest. But they talk about a person coming in next here which is my knight. And usually the knight is like somebody who's 25 to 35. But I don't like to do that too much because energetically, you can get somebody who's 70 who acts like they're 35. And you can get somebody who's 18 who acts like they're 25. And they would both fall into the knight energy. Okay, so they bring in somebody 25 to 35 of the energy here that is involved with this story. Now, they also bring in the world card. So this could be a card about travel and worldly travel, but for the most part, it's just a card about completion. And just like the world is round, this is a card about completion and rounding things off and getting things nice and squared away here. Getting it nice and wrapping up projects and getting things done. And that's why they go talk about the authority first. You got to take this authority with this other person. Maybe it's setting them straight. Maybe they're helping you get things organized, putting it together. They show crystal clear intentions coming in next here, so they want you to be very clear about what you're trying to do, what you're trying to attract. We're going to talk about that more in the moon cycles, but focusing on this, it's basically the angels saying, look, we're trying to help here, and we don't know what you want because you're not letting us know. You're not being very clear in your own mind what you want. So how are we supposed to know what to do to help you manifest it, to bring it to you? So that's the kind of stuff here. That's why you want to be very, very clear about what it is that you want. Let's say you're trying to attract a vehicle. Don't just think, I sure would like a newer car. How about you pick the color? How about you pick the brand? Get very specific with this, guys. It's not going to hurt anything by being crystal clear with your intentions. That's only a good thing. So there we go. Let's move into story number 3, and then I'm going to do some moon cycle forecast. Got some exciting new things to tell you guys about there. Very excited about my product. Brand new product as well as brand new service. But first, story 3, because this is a return of a friend. If you've had a friend that has recently returned into your life, you could very well be with me here in story 3. Now, whether this is a romantic or platonic friend, I don't know. It doesn't tell me here in a general reading, but what they show is return of a friend. And this is also a good perception. So you're looking at this in a good way. They do show that, there is being alone energy going on here. So even though there's somebody returning here, it's kind of like they're distant. So maybe you just see them a little bit. Maybe you just see them briefly, a weekend. Maybe they live far away, something like that. So that's what they show. But this is the energetic queen is what they told me. So I don't want to kind of pinpoint this as like a person specific. This can also be about nurturing finances and health. So it's kind of a weird way to put it, but there's a lot of moving parts here. I'm trying to give it to you all, guys. And what they show here is nurturing of the health, nurturing of the money, and it's another way of saying saving or working on something, okay? It's like the attention, the focus, all that stuff goes there. They bring in childhood nostalgia on a block, so they really are saying you really need to be mature here. You need to move forward in a mature way with this situation. Maybe it's a little fragile situation. You got to kind of tiptoe around it. Everybody handles stress differently. Everybody handles emotions differently. And, some people handle things better than others. And maybe that's just why they're saying, hey, you need to take the mental high road here with what you're doing. They're guiding light. They're showing you kind of the way here. And they're also bringing in clairaudience. So they want you to notice it says in the card, notice the loving guidance that you hear inside your mind and from other people. So this is stuff that you hear. It's kind of like gossip. And you know what? Sometimes gossip is bad energy, low rent energy, but sometimes it's important. Sometimes you can hear, some things that you wouldn't hear elsewhere if your ears weren't open to it. So this could just be about somebody telling you something very important in the month of March, okay? And they do, like I said, be very high road, okay? Don't stoop to anybody's level, guys. It's not worth your time, Virgo. It's really not. So eye on the prize, moving forward ahead, even if you got to kind of move back to move forward, it's okay. It's okay to do so. All this is coming in very clear. You just got to be clear, well, like we said in story 2, clear with your intentions too, but also, they're helping you here. I have, in story 2, for example, it was Archangel Michael. That's the big angel, okay? That's one of only 2 named angels in the Bible. So, there's a lot of help going on here for Virgos in the month of March. You're not alone, okay? Even though they show the Hermit card working on this thing alone or going at something alone, it could also mean guided, okay? So it means that you have help behind the scenes, okay? Before we get into story 4, guys, this is the work one that I promised you. I do got to cut away for those moon cycles, tell you about that exciting stuff real quick, and then we're going to come back with story 4. And here we go. It is moon cycle forecast time. When I tell you about the moon cycles, what's coming in and out, the first one we got coming here is the full moon. That happens on March 7th. Now, this influence is going to happen right here, right now. Most of you are checking out my video early in March, so this is the best time to start using that full moon energy to your benefit. And this is the best time to get anything out of your life that you don't want there, and it doesn't matter what it is. It could be a person. For some of you, it's people. You got to get rid of some bad baggage people. For others of you, it's baggage emotionally, also mental baggage, all that stuff, even if it's personal, physical stuff, like in a closet, cleaning out a closet, a garage, finishing an old project. If it's got to go out of your life, maybe cutting out sugar, cutting certain things out of your life, it doesn't matter what it is. Full moon energy is ideal for that. That peaks at the 7th. That's when our full moon is, but it doesn't have to be on the 7th. Anytime toward early March is great for that. Now, adversely, we have the new moon that rolls in March 21st, but those influences can start being felt as soon as about St. Patrick's Day, around the 17th. So when St. Patrick's Day hits, that's when you can start really trying to bring things into your life. Attract it. And that peaks on the 21st. You don't have to do it on the 21st. Anytime really around the week is the best time for that. But don't wait too far into March or you'll start getting back into the full moon energy. But talking about that new moon energy, that is the best time to attract, to manifest, and to bring new things into your life that were not there before. Trying to attract something new with work, something new with love perhaps. Maybe start something new with health, or even do something new financially that you hadn't done before. These are all best things placed under the new moon, guys. So 21st is your ping date there. If any of this has confused you, or you just like a little graphic aid, make it make sense for you a little bit more, I've put together a moon cycle cheat sheet. It is on my website and it is free. It is parked on the Talking About page, the page of stuff that I'm talking about. It is there every single month. I update that for you guys all the time. Also, brand new things while you're at the website. Make sure you check out the brand new gemstone. It is beautiful thing called Snowflake Obsidian. And of course, any black gemstones, those are your protective gemstones. Snowflake Obsidian specifically is a volcanic protector. So it is like a glass stone forged in the volcanoes. very, very black with little white indentions on it, little white incursions, and those are called, that's why it's called snowflakes, snowflake obsidian. So it's the black with the little Dalmatian spots on there. Very pretty stone, and it is one of the earliest stones that was used for scrying. That's what Nostradamus did, seeing through water. So it has very ancient connections, connectivity connections, and it's good about bringing truths to the surface, as well as protecting and transmuting all those negative energies. We don't want any of those. So make sure you check out Snowflake Obsidian. I'm flashing pictures on the screen as I talk about it here, and have the full write-up for you on it too, so you can see all about it that I've done myself from lots of research on Snowflake Obsidian. So check that out. Also on the website, we have a brand new service as well, and this is the cheapest of the cheapest services. This is something that anybody can get at any time, and it is guaranteed the same day that you order it. It does not have to be booked. Wherever you book on the calendar, it doesn't matter. This thing turns around quick. It is a runestone reading, so it is an actual runestone that gets pulled for your energy, which you're going to see later in your reading for the sign. But let's say you want a runestone for your month, what you got going on specifically for you, or hey, maybe you're just having a rough go of it, you need a little inspiration here from Spirit, runestone will do that for you, and I'll record that for you, and that is an audio reading, so you don't even have to be there for it. It pulls using your birth date, so that is worth checking out on the website as well. Very, very super affordable because it's so quick, but has a profound, lasting impression for you. So check all that stuff out, guys. Make sure you're signed up for the newsletter. That's at the bottom of every single page. Make sure you follow on Facebook as well, because I do giveaways on there as well. So that's it, guys. Back to your reading. Let's go. Okay, Virgo, story number 4 time, and the way that this starts is with a lot of options. I know I gave you the kind of the clue here, the kind of hint that we're dealing with the work thing here. And if your work has a lot of different ways it can go right now, a lot of different options, a lot of different choices, this could very well be you here in story 4, because that's what they show. Now, options and choices are a good thing, but you don't want to analyze so much that you don't choose. That's the bad thing about choices. If there's too much to choose from, people don't choose, or they don't know what to choose, and they wait too long to choose. So there's a lot of options here. That's a good thing, but there are also bad options here. So Spirit is saying, hey, watch your choices. Even though you have a lot of different ways things you can go with things, with maybe work or with love, it doesn't mean everyone is a good one. So you don't want to, do it just because you can, okay? So be very careful about that. They talk about repeating old lessons that are hard for Virgos to learn. So be careful of that as well. The universe is going to test you in March to see if you've learned these lessons or to see if they are repeating. Now, this is just minor stuff. They are letting us know that. So this is like little stupid drama stuff. It's not really big picture. It's not important at the end of the day. It is what it is. And if it's something with work specifically, it is learning your lessons at work. It is dealing with drama at work. Employees, other employees. It kind of makes me feel a little bit like the emotional that we talked about in story 3 about being very mature, not stooping to people's level here. So there's some congruency here between the different stories. You can see the kind of the web that they weave and how they could have really made this one big spread, like one big, I guess a Celtic cross would maybe where I would expect to see it, where this would all kind of be in the same spread. And you can see that there's little parts that kind of weave together, and a lot of the storylines end up this way. So every once in a while you get one where one story is like completely different than the other, but usually there's a weave, there's a web being woven. So basically the angel card, the way we wrap up here with story 4, they talk about bringing in information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. So again, they're just reiterating and reinforcing the fact that they are there and they are helping from behind the scenes, behind the curtains. And bringing you this information is kind of like an open window of like, well, what are you going to do with it, Virgo? Like, here's everything you need. Here's all the information. It's just like, it's just like the age before the internet. I'm picturing in my head like all the encyclopedias. You find what you're trying to look up. You grab the encyclopedia, you turn to the correct letter, and you look it up, right? So all the information is provided for you, just like the encyclopedias are in front of you here. So you have all the resources. Long story short, it's kind of a weird way to get there, but it makes sense to me, so I'm just sharing with you. I'm just translating as best as I can. Give me a break. So basically, it's been a very interesting reading for Virgo. The stories are, like I said, very intertwined, with the exception of this one, which was very work focused. And everything else, there was a lot of money stuff, a lot of health stuff, and kind of really just being firm about what you're trying to do, what you believe in, and move about your month in a way that benefits you instead of one that doesn't. So let's grab your runestone, guys, and then we'll get into that animal totem. They're already mixed up. Give them one more swirl. And here we go. It's going to be this one right here. This is an interesting one to come up because this is not something we talked about. Well, I mean, we did talk about some money things, but they talk about possessions, Virgo. Possessions with the runestone. So basically it's, it's hard. There's not really a card that brings that up. I'm trying to think. But unless they just say, it's time to sell something, it's hard for them to talk about possessions. And they didn't come in and say sell something, but that's what it makes me feel like. They want you to consider what you own, your possessions, your physical property, the things that you can touch and have, right? So possessions comes up because for some of you, you may want to consider selling certain possessions. You may need to consider buying certain possessions in the month of March. It works both ways, but they bring up possessions, so they want you to consider it for whatever reason that I don't see in this story. So it probably resonates for the entire sign. They want you to consider possessions for whatever reason makes the most sense to you. And, spirit works in mysterious ways sometimes. And my power just went out. But I'm running on battery, so I can keep going, and I have a candle. So I'm going to finish what has been an interesting reading for Virgo, needless to say. And maybe that's just Spirit's way of saying, hey, we're here with you. And in case you weren't really sure, check it out. So here we go. Animal totem time, guys. The show must go on, right? Animal totem time. We are looking this one up. 9 of Swords on an invert. Grabbed the wrong paper. 9 of Swords on an invert. I must say this is the first reading I have recorded in the dark, and this is for the animal totem of Scorpion, guys. Scorpion coming in for Virgo, so stinging. That's why they say take that emotional high road. You can really sting some people here. You want to be on the mature side. You do not want to sting people that don't deserve it. Just you handle the Scorpion lightly. It could be Scorpio. Some of you may be very connected to Scorpios, or they may be referencing the Scorpio here. But for the rest of my Virgos, this is talking about that poison. So watch your words. You can't watch your words, but you can think before you speak. Taste the words before they come out of your mouth. And with Scorpion, he's also got that hard exoskeleton, that shell. It's basically saying this is a time for you to be tough. But just because you can, does it mean that you actually should? These are questions to ask yourself. And if there's anything else for the Scorpion that comes up that occurs to me later, because sometimes that does happen, I am going to put that in the text overlay, which will be in white letters, since it's probably so dark to the camera right here, right now, and that way you can see that very clearly. So that is going to wrap up what has been a very interesting reading for Virgo. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please remember to like and subscribe so you see the future readings, and have a great March.